Good morning. All glory and praise to the Almighty God. Everything starts with dreams. Dreams create desires. Desires create determination, which leads us to our destiny. A very pleasant morning to all. On behalf of Bond Seekers College for Women and PG and Research Department of Management Studies, I welcome you all to the second day of 5 days national level online faculty development program on digital entrepreneurship and investment. We are happy to share knowledge and spare the morning hours with all the elite people. We are all in the 67th day of lockdown. Due to COVID-19, the country first imposed restrictions on movement of people and sale of non-essential items on March 24. Four phases of lockdown has been enforced, but restrictions have gradually eased across the country after 2 months of lockdown. As the month of May draws to a close, India is looking to enter phase 5 of its nationwide lockdown, which is signaled by the increasing number of positive cases of COVID and the views expressed by the chief ministers in the meeting with Union Home Minister on 28 May 2020. Many experts say that recession has begun and they are expecting the world economy to contract 4.2% and India is contracting 1.3%. We are probably going to lose at least 1 or 2 years of economic life. To know more about the impact of lockdown on stock market and the economy as a whole, both negative as well as positive, today we are having with us Mr. A.K. Prabhakar, one of the India's best market analysts. I think he doesn't need any introduction. He's the most wanted expert by the media people. You could watch his interviews in ET Now, CNBC TV 18, Z Business, Bloomberg TV, and few regional medias. His articles and views are published in print media like Economic Times, Business Standard, Business Line, and few OS also. His thirst for market tracking started from 1984, and this interest made him to complete MBA in 1994. He started his financial career as an equity research analyst, specializing in industries like cement and sugar. He has worked independently on many projects prior to joining Anant Reddy Financial Services. Mr. Prabhakar has worked at NBFC since 1990 to 2006. He started working with Anant Reddy Financial Service from 2006 to 2013 as Senior Vice President of Equity Research. Now, he is associated with IDBI Capital Market and Securities Limited, Mumbai, as Head of Research. He is having a rich experience in stock market analysis. Mr. Prabhakar has a unique style of accessing data, applying techno fundamental tools, and he won India's Best Market Analyst Z Business Award for the year 2012 from Sri Pranav Mukherjee for technical analysis. My words are not enough to portray his experience. I have only given a drop of the ocean of his experience and expertise. We are honored to have you as a resource person, sir. Thank you for devoting time and thank you for joining with us today. Now, I invite Mr. A.K. Prabhakar, Market Analyst and Head of Research, IDB Capital Market and Securities Limited, to take over the session. Sir, now the forum is yours. Over to you, sir. Sir, we are not hearing your voice. You have muted yourself. Please unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It is my pleasure to be here. And now we are in the midst of a major crisis. So good morning to you all. Now, as now we are entering the 68 days lockdown. Now, and this kind of lockdown has been last seen in the world. Now, India has never seen a lockdown. But 102 years before, US had a similar lockdown when Spanish flu was there. So no, lockdown is something we have never seen. So there are a lot of parts also. But important, never let a good crisis go waste. Winston Churchill said this, and he said, no, that you have to make use of the crisis. Now we are in the midst of a major crisis. Now, and the crisis is not something which started with COVID-19. Before COVID itself, we had a few problems. We had slowdown. Now we had financial crisis. So we had ILFS crisis. We had S Bank crisis. Even we had PMC Bank going burst. So like that, we had multiple things, and COVID was adding to the pressure which the global economy was facing, and India also was facing a crisis. But there are many things which is advantages to India. So first, let us understand where we stand. So as I said, in 1918 to 1920, we had Spanish flu. It was almost for 2 years during those days, and India lost 6% of its population. So it is a huge loss for India. And so what did government do? This time, now government wanted to protect life rather than protecting the livelihood. So no, they said, okay, I can compromise on the economic value of India, but I want to protect the lives of Indians, so I will do a very strict lockdown. This kind of lockdown, no other country in the world has done. So the lockdown started on March 25th. I don't know whether June 1st also it will be removed. There are few commercial activity which has started, but to get back to the near normal, I think it would take another 6 months. So when we interact with many corporates, they said, operating at 40-50% capacity, the cost is very high, and it is not viable to operate like this in a longer term, because social distancing in a manufacturing unit is very difficult to follow for a very long time, and we are nowhere near any medicine or any remedy for this. And I think after a few months we will realize we have to live with COVID. No, but what has the government done? They have come with a very strong stimulus package. It is almost 21 lakh crore. It is 10% of the GDP. But there is a drawback in this package. It is only 0.075%. That is 1,50,000 crore is a cash package. So to kickstart the economy, that might not be enough. But there are many other reforms which are likely to do or which can change the landscape of India. So now this crisis, I don't think stock market, whatever we are seeing is a pullback rally. Again, we might correct after 3 or 4 weeks when the reality starts to hit the market. Now it is because of the money thrown by US central bank, European central bank, Japanese central bank, the stimulus money or the helicopter money, which is flowing into emerging market, which is making this rally sustainable. So, but this rally cannot sustain without the underlying fundamentals. So I think this correction again market might again correct, and then it creates a big opportunity for all long-term investors to get invested into India. So I've said, we will take a view of 3 to 5 years. So this is not the first time we are seeing a correction. Now, if you take market in the last 30 years, we had Arshad Mehta scam. Now we corrected 40%. Again, we made an all-time high. And we had 2000 when the dot-com bubble burst. And again, market corrected 50%, and we had a correction which lasted almost 3 years, from 2000 January till 2003. But again, market made an all-time high after the crisis. Again, we had 2008 crisis. We had crises have come in and gone out, but market has always made an all-time high. So we should not worry too much on market correction. We should see where is the opportunity, and which are the sectors where the opportunity exists. So now coming to the present correction, we have corrected from 12,430 to 7,511. The correction has been almost 40%, but there is a problem in this correction. It has happened less than 3 months, and any correction takes minimum 10 or maximum it has taken even 30 months. So your correction cannot end in 3 months. It was a sharp correction when the COVID-19, the damage was known. People started to sell and generate cash. So because of the panic, the correction happened. Now again, market has rallied because of the helicopter money. So again, there is likely to be a correction once people come to the reality. Now, what is a ground reality? Many people don't know. They think, oh, there will be a drug which will be there in next 1 or 2 months and life will be normal. I don't think life will be normal so soon. It will take a long time, and lot of habits of people have changed. Wherever I talk across the industry or even to personal people, they say I've reduced my expenditure, I've started saving, I have reduced on my business expenditure. So people have changed the habit, and we did one data analysis. It said that the purchasing of mobiles in the internet space, let it be Amazon or Flipkart, people previously used to buy mobiles above 12,000 on the online platform. Now what is happening is, the average price is below 12,000. The majority of the people don't want to spend on mobile phones, so they are going for a lower version. So these kind of changes in every aspect of life we are seeing. Now Hindustan Lever came with the result. Now if you see the result, there is a slight slowdown or there is a negative growth, but there is one segment where the degrowth has been 30%. It is in cosmetics. So people are reducing what is not essential. They are putting an end to it, or they have reduced at this point of time of crisis. So the way people are behaving is likely to change. So I feel this would impact corporate results in the next 2-3 quarters. So we need to be ready for a next wave of a correction, and that would be the best time to buy. So these are few things what happened in the last 25 years, and the data says PSU stocks, they have been the biggest correction in last 25 years or 30 years also. At one point of time, PSU in 1995, PSU had a market share of 24%. Now, I'm talking about market cap. Now it has become 12%. So that is the way it has reduced. So if you see the stock, now if you see the stocks also, the top 10 stocks which have been
excuse me, sir. Sir, Ganashakti here. Sir, your PPT not visible, sir. PPT not visible, sir.
Abhiya.
Just present now. Please go now, sir.
Now it is visible?
No, sir. In right bottom corner.
Okay. Can you see it?
No, sir. No, sir. Now it is presenting, sir.
Okay, fine. So now the PSUs, they have eroded value in last 25 years is what the data says. So we wanted to know why PSUs have not performed. So when we did more study, we went back and heard about people who talked about PSU. We got a solid evidence that in PSUs, there is a problem that you don't have a continuity. Not like a private company. For example, you take a HDFC Bank. The CEO of HDFC Bank has been there for more than 25 years. But any CEO of a PSU banks or any PSUs, they come and take charge as a head at the retirement age, maybe at 58 or 59 or 57. So their tenure is very less, and in that short tenure, nobody wants to take a risk like a private sector. That is why public sector has not performed, and their cost. Now, if you take Coal India or any company, their employee cost is bloated. So that is where we have not been able to perform. So PSU as a sector, you have to know what is the advantage, what is the next 3-4 years go. You have to be very selective. You cannot buy PSU because there is an element of safety. There is element of safety, I agree. In a crisis like this, these are the stocks which can rebound because there is a government guarantee. But for a long-term investor, it doesn't give us a wealth. So that is why I wanted to show you on the market cap this thing. So at one point of time, no, always India is compared with China. And at one point of time, China and India were equal in 1980, 84. No, both China and India were similar in their GDP growth. But when China started to reform in 1978, and the reform started to give them benefit, their growth has been spectacular. No, and post 1990, the way they have grown today, China is having a PPP, per capita income of per person now almost $9,900, whereas India is at $2,000. It is almost 5 times is the difference. At one point of time, 40 years back or 35 years back, no, we were both on the same level, but the way they have reformed, the way they have opened for foreign investment, and the way they have gone about their business, no, China has outsmart India, and because China has done well, we also reformed India in 1991. In 1991, the economic reform which we have made, it opened the floodgate. And after that, if you see, no, we were a bit late, but the services sector for us did very well. China has become a manufacturing base. But if you see whatever we produce and China produce, for example, this is steel. Now, steel, China's capacity, global capacity is 50%. India is 5.9 or 6%. So that means, everywhere in manufacturing, we are hardly 1/10 of what they are doing. In some cases, 1/8. But we have long way to go, and there can be a lot of improvement. So this is our GDP data, which I was saying. So per capita income, they have gone place ahead. And even other Asian countries have better per capita income. You can check South Korea, even Thailand, many other Asian countries have done far better than India. But at certain point of time, they were lower than India. We were better placed than these countries. Now, because we have not reformed ourselves fully, we did a reform, but reform has not gone to every sector. So we have failed to capture the imagination, but still, we have been slowly inching up. Today, we are the 5th largest economy compared to what we were in 2010. In 2019, we are the 5th largest economy. Maybe 10 years down the line, we should be 3rd largest economy in the world. So, but I don't know how much impact this COVID will have, but we will come back very strongly. So, every decade, we have seen one continent or one asset class performing. So, in 1950, it has been Europe, which did the outperformance. In 1960s, it was US, which did very good. 1970, crude prices had a big crisis, and that is where crude started to jump. And it had a very good time for last 50, 45 years. Now crude is seeing the problem. And in 1980s, it was the era of Japan. And following Japan, China also reformed. So that is one important thing to note. And 1990, it was tech boom, and the tech boom was led by US. And then 2000, we had emerging market. Total 5 markets or 6 markets did very well. South Korea, Brazil, Russia, India, China, all these markets did very well. And people, if you were there in 2003 to 2007, it was one of the best period in our Indian stock market. Sensex from 2,700 rally till 21,000. So that kind of rally in this decade we have not seen. We were very slow, or it was hardly 2x return we have given. Those days 2003 2007 rally, it is almost 8x return we got. So whenever it is our time, the returns in equity will be very high. No, so whether this 2020 to 30, is this going to be the decade of India? No, we feel so. There are a lot of evidence which says so. So, but let us see how these have happened across the globe. Now, every time before the economy has done well, they had a major crisis. For example, before 1990 rally in US, 1987, they had a crisis. In 2007 and 8, US had a crisis. After that, they had a best rally because people always use the crisis to reform themselves, and they have come back strongly. And this time, India is one of the worst hit country for multiple reasons. We had demon, we had GST introduction, and then we had ILFS. We had few financial institutions going bankrupt, and we had a slowdown. So we are the worst hit country at this point of time, and we are having the strictest lockdown for a population of 130 crore. So with this, I think if we handle it right, we will do very good. So this is few data points. When it comes to services, in service sector, India dominates almost 54% of the GDP, 54% in that services segment across the globe. And it also contributes 54% to our GDP. So if you take the market share, the world market share, it is 55% as of 2018. So that is the dominance we are having when it comes to outsourcing business. So we are very good in back office. Even today or yesterday, Uday Kotak made this comment. The manufacturing base would be China still, and India would be a back office for them. So as a back office, India has the huge potential. And if you take even for healthcare, where medical tourism happens, India is one of the best destination for this. So I wanted to check why we are not able to become a global hub for manufacturing, whereas when it comes to services, we are doing very good. Now, it is because ease of doing business, when it is services, the government policies or government officials interfering, it is very less. Now, if you take something on the road, you have multiple checkposts, then you have port, you have excise duty, you have GST, multiple things. In services, there is, because everything is through internet, the officialdom, the interference is very low. That is why we are doing very good in services in other aspect. But when it comes to manufacturing, we are not doing so good. So this is the manufacturing data. China is a global manufacturing superhouse. They dominate by 28.4%, whereas India is at 3%. So there is a scope to improve. And if you notice, wherever the reforms have been done, here also we are doing very good. Now we have increased our smartphone manufacturing now from 9% to 16% in last 3 years, thanks to few state government which has done it. So I think, again, there are many companies looking to shift their base to India from China. So in mobile manufacturing, we might gain market share, but there are other hiccups where India is working on. So one thing is labor reform. Now, if you notice after this COVID crisis, many state government have unilaterally done reforms, or they have removed few classes. But after ILO interfering, they have again said, these classes cannot be done. Now, centralized labor laws will come. Having a simplified, centralized labor law will be better than unilaterally state governments doing it. So that is something which will boost our manufacturing in next few weeks or next few months. So And India understood why we are not able to be a manufacturing hub. So almost 8 months back, it's when this government came and when the budget was presented, I think it was in last June or July. No, they reduced the corporate tax. After that, I think so, they reduced the corporate tax. So for existing company, it will be 25%. For a new company, it will be only 15%. So that is something. Now that 15% tax is comparable with Singapore and Hong Kong. Now, these are countries which have the lowest corporate tax. So it is comparable with them. So now, if we have labor law and land is also something we are doing. Our corporate tax has come down, and if we can give them some holding space, I think then India would turn as a manufacturing hub. So these are in the last 4 years, if you notice, now there are many FDI which are registering in India, but when it comes to actual active foreign participation, it has not improved much. There are few people coming, few people going, but there is a gradual increase, but they are not really opening. So there is a data which says Telsa wanted to open shop in China, and within one year, they started, and within 1 year the car plant started to function. In India, it doesn't take 1 year; it takes 4 or 5 years. That is where our delay is there. The ease of doing business now is there, but it is not matching to what China can do. So China is superpowered us. I will tell you one data. Recently it is discussed in a lot of items. We opened coal mining. Where government has said it will be for commercial purposes. So in mining, there is one data. We are the 5th largest reserve in the world. But when we compare to China, which is 1.5 times higher reserves, we are still an importer. We last year imported 90,000 crore worth of coal. So that is our inefficiency. So if we can improve that, in last 6 years, the FY20 was the lowest in coal import, but otherwise we were higher than that. It was 180 to 190 million metric ton. It is a provisional data, so it is not an exact data. It has come to 188, but this can change. But still, in the last 6 years, that is the lowest. Now that means we have been importing more of coal, where our reserves are one of the best, and we have enough reserve. What we have, we are importing from other countries. Whereas China, which has 1.5 times higher than India, for them, they are mining 5 times more than India. So that is the efficiency of China. The way they can go about, the way they have now gone about their business. If we can be aggressive, but there is a difference. We are a democratic country. They are not. So that is the major difference which is driving efficiency in them. But we will one day reach to those levels with our huge population, is my view. So in agriculture, there is a huge reform which has come, and many people, experts are saying, I'm not an expert of agriculture, but many experts are saying it is a 1991 movement of agriculture. So in 1991, when we did reform, we never touched agriculture, and agriculture is the biggest employer for India. Now directly, 26 crore people work in agriculture. 26 crore people, and indirectly the numbers vary. So there is a huge, almost 25% of the Indian population now is involved in agriculture or allied activity. So if their livelihood is improved, if they can earn better, then our economy will be fast to pick up. So in that, as a mind, government has done away, has promised that it will do a lot of reforms. The first thing will be Essential Commodity Act will be removed, and it will give better realization for the farmers. And they can even import onion, pulses, potatoes. So these kind of things can be done, and they will have a choice to sell. Previously, they didn't have a choice to sell, and interstate movement will be allowed. So there has been huge now debate on this, and there are many things which are happening. And if this happens, I think it will be a booster for our rural economy. And if our rural economy starts to support, already services we are doing very good, and if our rural economy starts to support the economy, then I think there is no stopping. So the crisis has made government to do lot of reforms, and these reforms to be reflected in the stock market or to enjoy the benefit, it might take 2 or 3 years, but we are not far off from that. These are other reforms. Even in fisheries, where 55 lakh people are employed. So in fishery also, it is a huge employment. So they say it is 55 lakh people. And even in refrigeration and storage of this thing, corporates will be allowed. So this will improve the pricing power, and it will stabilize the price also. Many times we have seen prices, it will be 10 rupees, suddenly it will be 150 rupees. This volatility is because we are not able to store it. Now it will be stored in a proper place, and the losses for the agriculture people will be very minimum. But this reforms to be translated into the rural economy, it will minimum take 2-3 years if we do it very fast. If it is delayed, it will take its own time. So government announced the Kisan scheme, where they said there are 13 crore farmers. This is the data I said. Almost 26 crore people are directly involved in farming, husband and wife in rural India, and out of which government has found only 8.1 crore farmer. The reason being, it is only for farmers who are having land this benefit will go. So there are farmers, landless farmers, for them almost 5 crore is the data saying. So they don't enjoy this benefit. So very soon government also will include them, and I think if this scheme is slightly extended and we put more money in the rural pocket, it is likely to benefit the economy. So now whatever data points I had on economy I have completed. Now I come to the sectors. Sectors which are not impacted in the COVID era. There are a lot of changes which has happened, but there are a lot of impacts on many sectors. FMCG is the least impacted. There is degrowth. I'm not saying it is not there, and there are some hits and misses. But I think once the new normal comes, they will come back. And companies which are in packaged food like Britannia and Nestle, they are likely to benefit more because it is almost 70 days, and now people habits towards cooking and their own cooking and towards packaged food has changed. So their sales are increasing. So I think they will do very good. Even companies which are adding more other products also, they will do very good. Cosmetics might not do very good. Godrej, which has the cosmetic thing, even Hindustan Lever to an extent cosmetics, maybe they will take a hit of 5-6 months. But otherwise, again, when the recovery comes, they will do very good. Gold financing, there are two listed gold financing company. One is Muthoot, the other company is Manappuram. They have a margin almost of NIMS, whatever we call it, net interest margin. Now it is almost 15%, and there is no worry of asset quality because the gold rally has cushioned it. So, and their total turnaround time is 90 days. So now if you don't repay in 90 days, they will sell. But now they have also give moratorium. So if they give also, I don't think they will have a major impact. And in spite of this lockdown, exchanges have not seen a lockdown. So for example, BSE, CDSL, MCX has not been impacted. They have been functioning normally. CDSL has become, it has overtaken NSDL, and CDSL has become #1 depository. And the way they have added, I don't know how many people have seen the data. The number of accounts which is opened in the lockdown is one of the highest, and CDSL has enjoyed the maximum benefit. So, but still, total people who have DMAT is just 2 crore and odd. So for a 134 crore people, now I think very soon in next 5-10 years we should be more than 10 crore. That means CDSL should be one of the major beneficiary in that. So IT companies, there will be a short-term impact on IT because many businesses, many banks in US and many countries, they will have an impact. So there will be a minor loss, but working from home is going to be the benefit of IT. IT is one sector where before the lockdown, most of the companies have converted into work from home, and now uh, they say 75% or 50% it will be work from home even the economy opens up, so that will reduce their cost and it will improve their efficiency. But we like company which are in internet of things, digital and cloud technology, and companies which can now transform themselves very fast. So Infosys, TCS, HCL Tech, LTI, Mindtree, Tata Elxsi, and yesterday Wipro also added a new management. He comes from a reputed from, I don't really recollect it. It is Cognizance or something. No, he has been there for 30 years in different role, and he is a right person. So I think Wipro in a short term can give us 10 to 15% return for somebody who is in a short term. This thing, I think Wipro can be looked at it. And in telecom, this is one segment which has grown in the crisis. When you see the results of Bharti Airtel and Jio, they've grown at 15% in the crisis period. So they are likely to grow because work from home is going to be the new normal. Many offices are saying that now we will now have certain amount of people working from home. Now they want to reduce rent cost, so now they will have a rotational type. Many companies are saying, now 3 days you come to office, 3 days you work from home, something like that. So it gives a comfort for the employer and the employee, and they can reduce on their rental cost. So that will improve telecom services, and I think with the lockdown, the usage has gone to a great extent. So I think this is not going to stop. And in telecom, we have only two major players. Other two players are irrelevant. So in business, normally, now 80% of the business is taken by top two people. If you take paint, it is similar. Asian Paints almost have 70% business, and top two people have 80% business. So any sector we take, we have to be in the top two. If we are in the top two, we make money. That is one thing I wanted to say. And in pharma API we were importing from China, but now the government is working on allowing companies to work, bring back their APIs. Now, previously, API was one of the beneficiary we had in India, but due to the cost structure, many companies had to close, and many plants were shifted to China. But now again, it has opened a good window. And US FDA, the sanction they have given post COVID-19, it is amazing. We got Sun Pharma clearance, Lupin clearance, Goa plant got cleared, Dr. Reddy. So I think the pharma, which has been correcting for 3-4 years, now the worst is over. Now there can be a short-term correction because the results are not reflecting the emergency which we have. We have COVID-19. Now everybody thought now pharma people will buy more medicine, but that has not happened. People, medicine or hospitals, now their revenues have come down because of the lockdown, because emergency operations or other operations have not been conducted. So it has come down. So pharma has not done very good the way I wanted, but there are promising signs that this sector is going to be a growth sector from here on. The most impacted sector, these sectors will take very long time to come, and still they are pricey. So we need to be very careful. One is tourism and hotel. Now, I don't know when this segment will get fully operational, but at least for 1 year, people will not travel till the medicine is not available or cure is not available. people will not travel aggressively. Whatever is needed, no, that is what will happen. No, pent-up demand will not come in this tourism and hotel. Even airlines, if they have to follow the social distancing now, it is not going to be easy. Every airline is flying at 50% capacity. At 50% capacity, these companies cannot make money. Indigo had cash, and I think if they operate at current level, in 6 months they will burn the full cash. So we need to stay away from airlines now. And real estate, yes, there is a problem. Now, what happens in mall? Now, Reliance is saying, now wherever BlackRock involved mall is there, we are likely to come out of the mall and we will have a standalone shops. Because when you have something in mall, no, you are not able to open. So if it was a standalone shop, they could have opened it. And no, the mall operators are not ready to reduce their rent. So these have impacted them. So rent negotiation, they are not ready, and they are asking for profit sharing basis. But business to go back to near normal will take 1-2 years. So I think real estate will take time. But in real estate also, there are companies like Godrej Property, DLF, Oberoi, which will come back very fast. So you can look at it when the correction happens, not now. Multiplexes, PVR and Inox. Now OTT platform now is where movies are released. So there is now something where they will be missing, and I don't know when they will go back to normal. But if it corrects another 20-30%, it becomes very attractive for a long-term investor. NBFC, banking, and even microfinance, now these are the most impacted sector. Now, because many businesses have been shut down. This kind of closure I have never seen. This almost 68 days, and still we are counting. And many companies, even if they operate, they are operating at a very low capacity. Now, the JSW Steel, in their result, analyst update, they said they are building a factory where 15,000 workers are working. Now, only 30% of the workers have stayed back. Now, rest all, they have gone back to their villages. And to restart or come back to the normal, it will take time, because of which there is a slowdown in their expansion plan. So this is something everyone is facing. But these corporates, for them it is business. So they will find a way. Maybe they will use mechanized robotics or something to increase the efficiency or to increase their productivity. I think in FMCG sector, it will happen very fast. Even in car, where labor is too much, they will get into automation. See, if automation comes, they don't need so much of labor, and with the limited labor, they can function. But in construction activity, it will not be possible. So what will happen? After 6 months only, we will know whether many business can repay or not. So that will impact NBFC and banking and microfinance in a big way. Now, whatever comments the banks have given, it is comment based on March and April, where moratorium has been averaged 25-30. Only Bandhan Bank said 70% of their clients have opted for moratorium. But when the reality hits, and there is one Supreme Court case which says that the moratorium, you should not charge interest. The petitioner has said, no, I am not shut down the business. The business has been shut down by the government. So the interest has to be taken care of government or RBI. I won't be in a position to pay the interest. So if this judgment passes, then it is going to be a major headache for NBFC and banking, because their margins and their hit also will be there. So this is something we are not too positive. When the next leg of the correction comes, there will be a correction. Top 4-5 banks will sustain, like HDFC Bank, Kotak Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank. These might sustain, but others will find it very difficult, because it is very dynamic and we don't know what is going to be there. So we need to be careful. So we say this sector, if you are holding it, it is okay, but avoid this sector for now. Let us wait for one more quarter results and then we will take a call. So for long term, I think auto will come back. Now this COVID-19, personal mobility will be the key factor because people will not go with the shared mobility. They will not go on Ola, Uber, bus or train. They will try to have their own motorbike or own car. So that means entry level car, Maruti will benefit. Now, if it is two-wheeler, entry level two-wheeler, Hero Motors is there. Even Eicher is there. These are the companies which will benefit. Even TVS Motor or Bajaj Auto is likely to benefit. But in auto, Bajaj Auto has a major share. There, I think Bajaj Auto will have an impact on auto segment because shared mobility, it might not do well for some time. And hospital and path lab, they have not been doing very good because of the lockdown. So medical tourism has not happened. So once the things open up, economy opens up, they will come back to the new normal. So I think there won't be a major trouble for them. So I think these are long-term picks, but till they don't manufacture or till they don't achieve the optimum level of capacity, they are not going to do anything great. So it will take time because Maruti, Hero or any company, they are not crossing 50% capacity. Whereas in FMCG, they are operating at 70-75% capacity. Hindustan Lever is operating at 80% capacity. So when you reach 70 and above, then you are safe. But in auto, it is not possible because supply chain is having a huge problem. So auto will take time to recover, but we are positive for a long-term investment. So these are few stocks which we like. Life insurance is something, in this kind of crisis will do very good. In that we like HDFC Life, SBI Life, ICICI Pru. And the initial slide I have showed you that whatever is our view, it is for 3 and 5 years. It is not something which is very short term. In short term, I mentioned one Wipro. I think that will do very good. But other stocks are for long term. So you can do something like a SIP. Then we have BSE, CDSL and exchange. I have not put MCX because of the crude losses. No, it is there in the court. What will be the judgment? I don't know. So I have not put MCX. So I have taken the best BSE and CDSL in this. Fertilizer, because of the kind of reforms which the government is planning, fertilizer, I have selected agrochemical. No, I have not selected the basic fertilizer companies where PSU companies are more. I have taken the niche companies, Coromandel, Rallis, Dhanuka, PI Industries and Bayer Corp. And important thing, the locust which is coming from Africa, these companies have the pesticide. So I think Bayer Corp or Dhanuka will do very good. Coromandel also has few ingredients for that. So these are companies you can look at it. And in telecom, Bharti Airtel and Reliance, we have mentioned it before. And pure chemical companies, which are used for your disinfectant and other things. Gujarat Alkali Chemical was one of the company which started to produce when the lockdown was there. And they reached their capacity utilization of 80% long back. And even Sudarshan Chemical can be considered. Rating companies will not have a major impact due to lockdown. So they have corrected because of the ILFS crisis. And after that, there were many mutual fund crises. Because of that, these stocks have corrected. For a long-term investor, I don't think there is any problem. So defense PSUs, selectively we have to go with the PSUs. Defense PSUs, we have a border problem. If you see the news, China and India have a Ladakh problem. So defense make in India, and that too mainly in defense, is what the 20,000 crore stimulus package says. They want to make India a manufacturing hub in defense. So if that is the case, few PSU companies are going to benefit. In that, Cochin Shipyard, Bharat Electronics, Hindustan Aeronautics. There are some other company also, BDL, which will do very good. And we need to understand Cochin Shipyard and BL. Their order book is very good. I think BL has a 53,000 crore order book, and they don't have a debt. They have only working capital debt. Otherwise, they don't have. Cochin Shipyard has 123 crore as debt. So these are manageable companies, and they can easily scale up if. And government has said 74% stake can be taken in defense. So there will be units of PSUs where private participation will come. So hospitals and path labs, Fortis, no, Narayana Hirdalaya, Apollo, Dr. Lal Path, Metropolis, even Thyrocare. Thyrocare, they have a good margin, but centralized thing, I'm not too convinced about it. But they are doing very good. So these are few stocks you can look at it. In specialty chemical, a specialty chemical is where India will have a major advantage. It has been dominated by China, but many countries wanted to slowly shift away from China. So in that, Aarti Industries, SRF, Vinati Organic, Atul, these companies are going to benefit. So I think we can look at specialty chemical, and few in the consumer stock, Asian Paints. Asian Paints can be looked at. I don't know how many people have tracked Asian Paints. They have a huge advantage in terms of their market. They have the inventory days, which is less than 10 days. Every company has 60, 70 days as inventory. They are inventory light company. So there is a van which goes to their shop on a regular basis, and whenever whatever is needed, they supply. So if you order them, then that comes, and based on their 50, 60 years data, they produce that kind of colors, and during that season only. So their inventory management is very good, and they have one of the highest margin. So replicating Asian Paints is very difficult. DMart, short term, there will be a lot of negativity because it is one of the crowded place. But DMart doesn't have a rented space. Most of their thing is away from the malls. They are standalone shops, and most of the shops are owned by them. So they will have a advantage once the economy starts to pick up. They will do very good. And if you see their employee cost and their rental cost, it is the lowest in retail segment. Other companies, their employee cost and other things to get together, the next leader is 13%, whereas DMart employee cost and rental is less than 5%. So that is where they make higher margin. That is where they can give discount also. The kind of discount DMart gives, other people cannot give. Trend, it is a value store. So in women, this thing there, it is a value store. And once the economy starts to pick up, I think Trend and Westlife, now they will come back. Even Jubilant you can add. I miss Jubilant. So Jubilant Food also you can add. But these companies, they will correct in the near term, but a long-term prospect, they are good. So these are companies you have to buy like a SIP, or you have to slowly start buying it. So this is IT sector. So TCS, Mindtree, Tata Elxsi, Infosys, LTI. Now I have added Wipro also after yesterday's this thing. So these are companies which are likely to do well. Now being with the leaders is always better, but these stocks also might correct because in US the data says that people are failing to pay their house EMIs. In US the system is very different. So like 2007, again there is going to be a housing crisis in US, and that will impact a lot of this thing which these companies enjoy. So many businesses are not doing good globally, so that will have a short-term impact, but long-term things are going to be positive for IT also. So very interesting. Warren Buffett, first time he had a presentation in his lifetime. So and interesting quote from him: if you want to survive for a longer period of time, you do so not by fighting dragons, but by hiding from them. So many people, what we do, we try to get in at the time which is not needed, and we lose our money. So no, we have to no. It is a crisis period. So we also should learn to hide. Now, if you notice, he sold airlines recently. Now he doesn't worry about taking losses. So when he thought now this COVID is going to hit airlines, he sold everything in a loss. And Goldman Sachs, which he bought in 2008, he has sold in 2020. Now, so if you feel the business will not do very good, then you should not waste your time. It is better to jump off a leaking boat than waste time to arrest the leak. This is what Buffett has said, and I think that is very true. No, you cannot see. For example, there are many businesses where no, we know that from here on it will not survive. So we need to cut our losses. Now, many times, whatever I've noticed, no, most brilliant people, no, they feel no, there will be a recovery. No, it has corrected so much. How much it will correct? But it has never happened. It goes lower. What moves lower moves lower. For example, take BHEL. There was five people who competed with BHEL. The stock has corrected for last 15 years, and in 15 years, where is the price? So if we feel no, the business will not do good or it is waste of time, we need to move on. At one point of time, Kodak was the much talked about company. It had 1,70,000 employees, and it was in color film, and it was the day. But what they invented, it was the digital camera. They never used it, and somebody else came with a digital camera, and it changed. You take Nokia and Motorola. No, they were the first to be in mobile technology, but they were more interested in hardware. They never concentrated on software. So in software, Google and Apple made a change, and no, software became the reality, and Nokia and Motorola were shown their doors. So anybody who doesn't change or who is not dynamic, then the change will eat them away. So when the leadership changes, we need to change our stock and sectors also. For example, now if we didn't have COVID, electrical vehicle would have come faster. No? In 2020 January, there was a big line of Chinese company in the auto fair in India, in Delhi, but due to COVID-19, it didn't happen. Maybe in next 1 or 2 years, it will be full, and that time, no, the electric vehicle will soon start becoming reality. Now, any transformation which has come, it has taken 20 years. Now, you take anything, mobile started in India, mobile came in 1995. In 2016, everybody in India had a mobile. So you take car, no, car was there in 1900 in US. By 1920, everybody had a car. There was no horse or other things in US. So the transformation takes time. It takes 20 years or 15 years. But once the transformation happens, then we also should change. So it is like going to the doctor. Once you become 50 years, every year you have to go test your blood and other things. Like this, you have to test your portfolio every 6 months or 1 year, whether we are in the right portfolio or not, whether there is any changes. You can do it on your own, or you can come back to us. We also will help you. So there are multiple ways to invest. Now there is passive investment, there is direct investment. If you want to be direct in equity, you have to do a lot of study, and you have to diversify your portfolio. But you want to do a passive, you have mutual funds, you have ETF, which is exchange traded funds, Nifty Bees or Kotak Nifty or whatever Nifty you call it. You can buy. It is a replication of buying the index Nifty. And if Nifty moves up, it will give you. So somebody does a SIP on Nifty, he can make a very good money. And there is a PMS also, which we also offer. But now the ticket size is going to be 50 lakh. So you have multiple options, but whichever is going to suit you the best, you need to take that. So these are few books I would recommend. One is Dhandho Investor. Monish, he has done a great job. He has said, heads I win, tails, I lose little. So no, in lot of businesses, now if we know our risk is going to be very less, then it is worth the risk. No, many people don't understand what is the risk they are going to take. He talked about Richard Branson also, Virgin Atlantic Airlines, how that Virgin Atlantic Airlines came into being. So he talks about that. Coffee can investing, it is Saurav Mukherjee. Saurav Mukherjee has been one person who has been very good in his analysis. And he says that any company in the last 15, 20 years, which is giving a return on capital employed, ROCE, of above 15%, and if they have a sales growth, consistent sales growth, this company will continue to perform. In that, Asian Paints also is there in this pack. HDFC Bank is there. Bajaj Finance is there. Maybe I'm not too gung-ho about NBFC, but he likes companies which have been able to grow at 15% on a consistent basis. CAGR, 15% is what he takes. So it gives you a lot of insight. Now, one more company which he likes is Astral Poly, which have been a consistent compounder. So he talks about that. This 50 corporation failures in this is what I've taken, where I talked about Nokia, Motorola. I talked about the camera company Kodak. It is very interesting. We need to know what is failure, so that we don't do those things. Success is something, if we can arrest our failures, if we can protect our downside, success normally comes. That is what I have understood in the last 30 years. So we need to improve on our strength, and we have to reduce our weaknesses. So that will put us in a next league. And Shoe Dog, Phil Knight book is one more excellent book. He talks about how Japan, whatever I talked about, Japan was doing very good. Later he went to China in 1980. When China opened up, he was one person from US who opened the shop. And for him, it was a good market. China was a good market. So he had two advantage of selling in China plus exporting away from China. So it is a very good book. 0 to 1. Now, this author, Peter Thiel, he has done a wonderful, most of the startup were together. If you read this book, you will understand how these people, Facebook and everyone were with them only, and they were together, and how all these people together, they have come up. So this is again Saurav Mukherjee's Unusual Billionaire, Peter Lynch book. There are other books. So whoever wants more books, you can message us here. There is a WhatsApp number and mail ID. I have a good collection of books. So we will guide you with a lot of books. So you can note this WhatsApp number, or you can call them, Mr. Ganashakti Vel. So you can call them or WhatsApp them, or you can mail him also. So we will give you a lot of materials, a lot of other material also. And our daily report, our monthly report, our investment report, everything you can avail from Mr. Ganashakti Vel by dialing these numbers. So before I can end, I have few trading rules. So normally, there are people who are investor. We have covered for investor. Now we need to take care of the traders. So I tell the traders that they are essential part of the market. They make market function efficiently. But whatever I realize, 90% of the traders don't make money, because they try to buy weakness, and they try to buy and they try to sell strength. So that is where the mistake happens. So normally buy what makes 52-week high or all-time high, sell what is making 52-week low or all-time low. So over a period of time, if whatever I've said, you will realize it as you go. And in our report, we have given ATP, or volume weighted average price, for 18, 13, 21 and 34, which is the last 34 trading days average. If a stock trades above that average, that means people who have bought are in a strong bias. Now, if it trades below this 34, 21 and 13, that means the stock has weakness, and people who have bought, they don't have the strength. The seller is more stronger. So like this, we have devised many things. So these rules, maybe I can send it across through Ganasakti way. But as a trader, you need to have a stop loss. Now, as a trader, you need to understand if you are an intraday trader, I will throw few pointers. If you are an intraday trader, never enter the market in the first 1 hour. Whatever trade you enter in the first 1 hour, if you don't make in the first 45 minutes, then your position is normally in the loss. Now, I'm talking about 70-30 principle. 70% of the time, if the trade doesn't work after 45 minutes, then the trade is going to be a failure. So leave that 45 minutes to 1 hour. Now, you take your position after 11 o'clock. Now, for example, last 3 days has been good. Any stock which makes days high after 11 o'clock, now then you start to buy. You will see that stock giving you return. What moves higher even in intraday. So, for example, you want to trade late. You come at 1:30. Then also you can make money in the market provided you are disciplined. And every rule, 70% of the time you will go right. 30% of the time there are multiple factors which will be there. So you need to execute your stop loss. So with that, now I open the floor. This is having cash is priceless is Warren Buffett word, and we also in IDBI Capital tell our clients that minimum have 40 to 50% cash, because you don't know in a crisis where the opportunity is going to come. Getting invested 100% is not something which is good at this crisis period, because we don't know which company is dead and gone. When the functioning happens, only you will know it. So cash is king. No, cash is priceless. That is what great people say. I also believe in that. With that, we can open the floor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Participants, now we are moving on to the question and answer session. You can post your queries in the chat box.
Dear participants, if you have any questions, unmute yourself and ask the questions to the speaker.
Sir, very good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Please accept my hearty appreciation for elaborate, comprehensive presentation on market situation. You made very clear about the existing scenario and the caution step that everyone should take and opportunity that is lined up. Now, let me get clarification on few points. What will be your advice for those who is new to the stock market? Now, for example, if I wish to get into stock market as a layman, what will be your advice? Now, for your for additional information, I have been investing already in SIP mutual fund, but I have not yet entered into stock market. So since your presentation also touched upon stock market operation, it opened interest in me. Number two, your last presentation says cash is very crucial at this point of time, and you mentioned about 40%. Can you please be elaborate on what is that 40% upon? Thank you, sir. Thank you.
No, I think I will answer many people's query in this one query. Okay. Now, see, very important is when you are new to the stock market, now the best way is to invest in large cap stocks. So now you have to be in the Nifty 50, and that too companies which are growing at 15-20%. Growth is where money can be made. So you have to be. So if because you are a SIP person, so there is one option that you can buy Nifty Bs. Now Nifty Bs has done better than the mutual funds also in short term. So even in long term. So I think Nifty Bs is one thing. Nifty ETF is one thing you can look at it, because it is dynamic. So you don't need to do your own research. So you have lack of time because you people are working already. So if there is a lack of time, then Nifty Bs or mutual funds are the best option. But if you have time, I can do my own research. Then there are a lot of websites. Even NSE, BSE gives you a lot of data. There is one website called screener.in. If I have time, I can show you that at a later point of time. But there is a website called screener.in where you can go and see the data. And in IDBI Capital, if you pay a nominal amount, we give access to MarketSmith. So that also gives you data. I think it is 5,000 per year, but it gives you a lot of data which is not present to you in the public domain. So like this, when you can do your own research, then you have to select companies where ROE is very important, return on equity. And the other point is return on capital employed. So these two are very important. Then free cash flows. Whether the company is generating how much free cash flows is what we have to see. Many company, they say we made this much of profit, but when you see the free cash flow, there is no generation of cash flow. They would have done business, they would have done the accounting thing, but the cash will not come, and it might not come also. That is why fraud like DHFL or many things have happened, because they have been doing business, but cash flow was not there. So free cash flow is something you have to do. But if you feel I cannot go and do this kind of research, then we will help you, every 6 months or 1 year, we will help you to construct a portfolio, but only the top 10 stock or 15 stock as a maximum, and we will help you every half year or yearly basis. We will review our portfolio. This kind of help also we will do. That is why I gave Mr. Ganashaktivel's number. So there are multiple ways you can do. But I will say you have to be in large cap, not in small caps if you are a new entrant. Buying Reliance or Bharati Airtel, Asian Paints, which are tried, tested company for a very long time, will be the best choice.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Whereas the second question, the 40% cash.
I forgot it. I'm so sorry about it. Whatever is our stock market investable capital. Now, for example, I like to invest in stock market 10 lakh. Then out of that capital, 40% should be in cash at this point of time. But 40% is minimum. Whatever I've seen, I'm too afraid. Even Warren Buffett is having more than 50%. So I think 50% also is good. If there is a way that you can liquidate and keep it, then 50-60% also is good. But minimum cash is 40% of your investable capital. I'm not talking about your FDs and other things. If for stock market, you have kept for 10 lakh or 15 lakh, then 40-50% minimum should be the cash in your hand or cash in your bank.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, one more question from a participant. What will be the future of migrant workers?
Migrant workers. No, that is where we have done a mistake. We never anticipated. Now, about 2018, our economic survey said they were about 10 crore migrant workers. So, but in reality, they are more. It is crossing more than 15 crore people is what the latest data has said. So now, anything above 10 crore is a vote bank. So now politicians want to convince the vote bank. So I think they will be taken care of. Whatever mistake has happened, now I think they will be in a sweet spot. The salaries will improve. Their living condition will improve. But they have gone through the pain. I stand with them, but nothing can be done. We needed to save life, so it has been done without application of mind. But it is okay. Whatever has happened, but now they will be in a driving seat. And states like UP, they are looking to bring a lot of companies from China which are shifting there. So that means they will get local jobs. And if the ration card is becoming portable, I think their this thing also will go. I think a solution will be very big this time, because nobody understood about the pain of the migrant workers. Many people didn't understand, and South India, there were too many people, but nobody noticed them. Even in Mumbai, where they are in a large population, now we have not noticed them. They were not visible on the road. Today, now that visibility has come back.
Thank you, sir. Next one. How long will it take to recover from this crisis?
It is anybody's guess, because this kind of crisis we have faced about 102 years before. Now, and what we had 102 years before and today, it is entirely different. Now, India lost almost 6% of its population in 1920. And to add to it, even our Gandhiji was impacted by Spanish flu. So, it was so severe. And next 2 years, or at least 1.5 years, this is not going to go away. So, we need to learn to live with COVID-19. So, I think at least it will take 1-2 years. But if our policy moves fast, then the recovery will be start. If we are very slow, it might take 3 years. If we are fast, 1.5-2 years, we will see a recovery.
Thank you, sir. Next question is, many researchers has analyzed the stocks and answers different. It's not consistency. How to select a best share?
Best share, see, there are multiple ways. Now, I will tell you, the gurus, how they have selected. Now, if I take Saurav Mukherjee, I respect him a lot. He says ROE, return on capital employed, and the growth is the main criteria. Now, so if you take Warren Buffett, it is about the management. Company should have a visibility for the next 30-40 years, and the management, who is sitting on the driver's seat is what he sees. For example, if the management is good, then he is very comfortable. For example, he invested in an airline which was against his policy. It is because of the management. He was the CEO of that airline, I think East West, or I don't recollect the name. No, he was too good, and he was generating free cash flow in an airline company. That impressed Warren Buffett, and he went and invested. It is about the management. It is about the product. Now, for example, I talked about Trend. Trend. If you go to the Trend shop, most of the women wear is below 1,000 rupees. For India, price, we are very price sensitive. If we are giving at the right price, the right product, then if you have a low margin, that business will survive. In India, you have to do a low margin, high sale business. And if the company understands that, that is more important. And what happens whenever a bull market comes, for example, if there is a telecom rally, people don't like to buy the leaders. People buy the laggards. Laggards never give us return. So I will give you a few examples. It is there in 22 Amityville Marketing. It is a wonderful book where he says that in colas there were only one. It was Coke, which had 80% market share. Then there was Pepsi, which came later. And after that, a few more companies also came. Even Virgin had a Virgin Coke, but they never prospered. But all of a sudden, Pepsi came with an idea saying that it is for younger people, older people. See, once a leader is formed, you cannot beat him. So you have to place it in a segment where you have to place it in a new segment. So he said it is for kids. So he sweetened the Coke. Now that cola, he sweetened it and he said it is for the kid. So and that way, because as a kid, when you start to consume, when they grew older, they continued it. So Coke lost the market share. Coke was not very brilliant. It should say to a 15-year teenager that now you have grown up, have your Coke. They miss that marketing is what he says. So we need to buy the market leaders. Market leaders, they take the market share and you cannot compete with them. For example, today in telecom, we have two great leaders. One is Jio and one is Bharati. And I don't think whoever comes in the third or fourth place, they will be able to sustain for a long term. Be with the leaders. Now that is very important. Nobody tells you this in stock market, because if I have to make money, I have to be with the leaders. Leaders takes it all.
What is your advice for startups and entrepreneurs at this time?
Startup, they have a new opportunity. Now today, everything is becoming digital, so there is a huge opportunity. If you are already into it, now then it is a slightly difficult time. But anybody who is going to start up new, if you can innovate and do things great, I think there is a huge opportunity. Today when I see Big Basket, Amazon, Flipkart, they doing very well. These were at one point of time startup. I don't think things are going to be very bad for them. Yes, 1-2 years there will be a bad time, but every crisis gives you an opportunity. So you have to see what is the opportunity here, and if you can work on addressing people's concern, then you make a mark. It is about you marketing in the right way. I have showed you the book of Peter Thiel. He was a startup king, and all people who worked with him started Facebook, Twitter, everything, and they are today very successful. I recommend you people to read that book to understand how startup has to work. And in that he mentions that any startup, their expenses should be very minimum, because they are in an instant stage, very starting stage. You have to take a low salary. You have to be very casual, and you have to work as a team. You have to regularly go out to things together, so that you take them mindset. Because startup cannot pay a huge salary like MNC. Startup pay less salary, but you have to make it working from home. That kind of comfort zone your employees should have, and they should have the relation in such a way that startup can be successful. These are few things he says, and you have to identify the need, and you have to increase. You have to start in one geographical location and then slowly expand. You cannot start with a big bang. Any big bang startup has not been successful, is what he said.
So next question is, sir, you mean to say that is correction in the market is to be there for minimum of 2 or 3 years? So the bottom for the market is not yet found, and is it yet to be made, sir?
See, when you introduced me, there was something you said that I've got an award on technical analyst also. So in that, one single wave of correction doesn't end. So first wave, we have come from 12,400 to 7,500. So the recovery is from 7,500 till now. We have made a high of 9,889. Maybe that could be the high, or we might go to 10,300 or 400. I don't know. But all of a sudden, some news will come. Then the last leg of the correction will start, where the possibility of we going below 7,500 or even to 6,500 is very high. So that is my thought process. I can be totally wrong, but see, we also should understand that there is a lockdown which is almost 70 days, and how many days it will extend, nobody knows. How much time we will take to come to new normal, we don't know. And if the crisis continues, then the correction can be deeper. And the important thing is the stimulus package given by our government. The cash component is only 1,50,000. If it would have been 4-5 lakh crore, then things would have been better. And today also there are rumors that the finance minister can change. How far it is true, I don't know. Mr. Kamath is what people are talking about. So whenever he is given charge, there will be one optimism we will reach 10,200 or 500, and then the correction will start. So the good news, for example, when market made 9889, it was when Prime Minister announced the stimulus package. He said, my finance minister will announce a package of 20 lakh crore. Immediately market made a high, and after that till now we have not crossed. So good news will come, and that will be the end of the market. Then there can be a correction. This is my view. I can be totally wrong, but having cash is not a problem, because we don't know which business will survive. Whatever data we are collecting, many businesses are not doing very well. So business which are having cash, they will come back, but high debt companies will face a lot of difficulty. So that is something we need to see also.
Thank you, sir. One more question. In today's context, what would be the best investment?
Today's context, Wipro, I said, for a short term. For a long term, now I think telecom is one space we need to slowly get invested. Now Bharti Airtel and Reliance will start to grow. They will increase our ARPU. Our telecom rates are likely to go up. Yesterday I was checking what are the rates. Today you don't have a scheme for 100 rupees. Minimum is 140, 130 or 140 rupees is a scheme. So like before, you don't have a 45 rupees or 50 rupees scheme for 28 days. So you see it has doubled. The entry level itself is doubled. So when telecom is having a pricing power because of only two people competing, I think that is one sector which is likely to do well. So standalone telecom, Bharti Airtel I like. Life insurance I mentioned. I like life insurance. HDFC Life is the leader. But if I have to take a contrarian call, then ICICI Pru or SBI Life also I like. So I like automobile. I like two-wheeler in that. Hero Motor would be my pick. But I would systematically buy, because I don't know what is going to happen. And whatever optimism we are seeing, it might not last more than 2-3 months, after which we might correct, is my view. So better to hold on to cash and do a SIP kind of thing in stocks also.
So next question. In this uncertainty environment where the corrections expected in market, will it be right to enter into stock market as a fresh investor?
Yeah, if you are doing as a SIP, I don't think there is a problem. So your last question, I missed pharma. Initially, I said pharma is one sector which is looking promising. So in that, Dr. Reddy's lab, Ipca lab, Divi's lab, these also you can add to that list. So as a fresher, yes, you can start. But whatever you are going to invest, every month you put 5%, so that in 20 months you get fully invested. Timing the market is the biggest trouble. Don't time the market. So when you do 5%, if you are going to invest 1 lakh, 5,000 every month would do the magic. So instead of putting it one single time, we don't know what is the bottom. Even the top, nobody knows. In January, nobody thought market will correct, including me. After the correction came only, we realized, it is going to correct. So we are always late in analyzing. So let us not take the credit of saying I will be right, I will be wrong. Predicting market is the most difficult aspect I've seen in my life. So if you do a systematic investment plan, then all the noises are captured in that. So I think if you are a long-term investor and ready for 3-5 years, start investing 5% of your capital on a monthly basis. That is the best way to go about.
Thank you, sir. Next one. Is it necessary to have a financial advisor to deal with these business, or we can straight away deal with it?
I'm on the other side. I'm an analyst. So as an investor, I've never been there. So for me, 25 people work. So I give data. So I'm not been on the other side to understand whether the other side should have an investor advisor. But financial advisor, they are qualified professionally. So that will make sense. So I think Ganashakti will be a better person to answer, not me. Because I started my career as analyst, and I've never seen the other side of the coin. My interaction directly with people has been very limited. because I had both the institutional research as well as retail. So my job, 50% is contribution towards mutual fund, insurance, and other foreign funds. So my interaction with retail directly has been very limited. I think Ganasakti will be a better person to answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Which sectors are top performers in mutual fund investment, and how is it affecting price movements in capital market?
Mutual funds, I won't be able to comment. No, so pharma will do very good. No, as a sector, pharma is going to outperform. It has done very well. So now mutual fund, no, because we service them, we are not supposed to comment on any mutual funds. So I won't be able to answer that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. As per automobile industry is concerned, they said they are having unsold manufacturing goods, which they have already produced. Then how they can start new manufacturing units?
So now, see, we always get the feedback. So what is happening on the ground level? So Hero Motor has the one of the highest unsold inventory, and these unsold inventory are BS4. So as per the Supreme Court order, they cannot sell in India, but for them they can do a discount of 10-15% and sell it abroad. So they are planning to source it back to the factory or to the nearest port, and they are planning to export. So there will be a small loss for Hero Motor, but being a cash-rich company, they will not be hit very badly. And in Maruti's case, Maruti has migrated to BS6 very long back. So for them, I don't think it is going to be a problem. It is majorly TVS Motor and Hero which will have a problem, but TVS Motor is a debt company. Hero Motor is a cash-rich company, so I don't think there is going to be a problem in Hero Motor. When it comes to Bajaj Auto, they are major exporter. 50% they export, so I don't think they will have a problem. So this inventory can be sent abroad. So no, the inventory is not a problem. BS4 inventory is a problem in auto. So I stand corrected. BS4 inventory, because BS6 you can register in India.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Mohammed, sir, you can ask your questions directly by unmuting yourself.
So there was one query on media sector. So I would like to take that answer. See, now in media we have a few companies, but the problem with media is they are politically affiliated. You take Zee Entertainment, Sun TV, or TV18. These they have the political bosses. So that is very difficult. And I have not covered it. Any company where they have a political affiliation, these companies will not give you return. Today also you take Adani Group, which has a political patronage, they will do very bad. Previously, Yes Bank, DHFL, even India Bulls Group, they have the political affiliation, so they have suffered because of the affiliation. So my thought process or my advice to you people is avoid companies or stock where they have political patronage, because people are very afraid of them, because anytime there can be a new government and the total things turn. So any companies where they have a political patronage, it doesn't perform. In media, it is one of the highest. So only Sun TV, which has the highest EBITDA margin, almost 80% is the EBITDA margin, and they are the leaders in South India. They have not given us return. It is because of the political affiliation. Even Zee Entertainment, because they were linked to the ruling party, they took few steps which has derailed them. So now somebody has to take over. Zee is not with any promoter today. Almost 5% is a promoter stake. So anybody can come and buy Zee. So that is a rumor which is going on in the market. So every time because of the rumor, it will go to 200 and it will correct. But there is a change in media. Media entered in 1990s when the deregulation started. I think 30 years of media story is almost coming to an end. So we are going to the new era of media. So I am not too gung-ho about media.
Thank you, sir. I think we have covered all the questions in the chat box. Shall we conclude, sir?
Yeah, thank you so much. It was pleasure talking to you people. Thank you.
Sir, thank you for sharing your knowledge. We are so blessed to have you as a resource person, sir. You gave a clear picture of the current scenario and the future scenario. You have cleared a major question that we are all having in our mind, that where our Indian economy is lagging, especially sector-wise. Thank you for devoting your valuable time. I would like to thank Mr. V. Ganachaktivel, Director of Great Financial Service.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
for
very
your
much.
making this day successful. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Asha ma'am for technical support. Thank you all participants for your support that you have provided beyond all constraints. Thank you one and all. We will meet tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you.